Hi, it's Grace here. We had a talk by two people from the Audubon Society a little while back, and some of you were interested in California native plants because our second speaker that day emphasized their necessity in the ecosystem and how the insects evolved with these plants that have been here for thousands of years. And those insects support the bird population. So I was going to show you all this database that exists for free, and it's part of the California Native Plant Society. So you type in calscape.org, and then it brings up almost 8,000 plants that are native to California. But California is a really big region, and so some plants that say do well over in the very north toward Oregon or in the redwood forest may not work at your house. So one method to deal with this is to type in an address, say for your house or your friends that you're helping with a garden for. I've put in the address here of the Los Altos History Museum. And then that gives us a bunch of plants that are within a 10-mile radius of this location and have a similar elevation, similar precipitation throughout the year, similar temperatures. Did I say altitude? Similar. So a lot of similarities, and these plants have a better chance of surviving at this location here, the Los Altos History Museum, because they're what are called locally native. And then, of course, unless you have a lot of time on your hands, you don't really want to look through 407 plants. You can further filter this selection down by asking for the advanced search. So say you wanted plants that were, okay with shade, part shade and full shade. Say that they don't need very much water. So we're hitting extremely low and very low water. Maybe we want to say butterfly gardens, butterfly host plants, hummingbird gardens, bird gardens, bee gardens. See, that's a theme. And then maybe we want to plant them, say, underneath that new apricot tree that we were all supposed to come and be at a dedication for on March 21st. But of course we couldn't do that, but that tree still did go in, and you can walk over there at your leisure and take a look, and there are some plants around it. But for the purposes of this exercise, we'll say, give me a list of whatever plants are, say, up to 4 feet tall for maybe putting in that area. So we've selected all of these criteria. We ask for a search, and we get all these plants. So here was our search criteria: the address. Remember, we asked for a shade, plants that were okay in the shade, that were okay with fairly low water, and that were good for bees, birds, butterflies, and hummingbirds, and that they were fairly low growing. So if these are plants that are completely unknown to you, you could take a look. There's more criteria for actually choosing plants than just what we've put in here. For example, we would like to know what color they are, when they bloom, what they look like when they're not blooming. So here is a very beloved native lily, one in the family of Mariposa lilies. And we can see it is summer deciduous, so like a lot of bulbs, it's not there in the summer. So it's, let's see if we can find its bloom period. Sometimes that's listed somewhere. Maybe I'm not seeing it. anyways, I know it comes up around this time of the year through May. As soon as it gets hot, it disappears. And this plant has a stipulation, so it probably wouldn't go at the History Museum because things do get watered there. And around the apricot tree, that's going to be hand watered. So this plant, if we wanted it, would have to be maybe in a special marked off region. Otherwise, if you put water on it during the summer, it looks like it may have some kind of rot problem. But if there was a place for it, we would like to see perhaps what other things go with it and what other things in nature particularly are seen with it. And that forms a nice community of plants. So we've got some of these really nice plants. Brodea, that's another bulb. Clarkia, that's a really pretty flower that you often see. Let's see. That didn't quite work out right. That should actually show us our Clarkia. But anyways, we can type that in at another point. Let's go back to here and continue reading off these companion plants. Oh, delphiniums, those are beautiful. Of course, the poppy. Oh, the Gilia or the Gilia, that's really beautiful. Tidy tips, lupins. So these are all plants that will give you almost a whole like planting out of that area if you wanted to stick to this palette. Let's see. Maybe that's all I'll say for now. And you can ask specific questions and I'll make another video that will be particularly useful to things that you want addressed. Thanks.